Okay guys, this year's Evo Enduro 2019, we have these teams participating, and together with them, you will stand a chance to win a Proton X70, 38,000 ringgit cash. Yes, these are real money over here, and 2-person gets to win this, and another 10-person will be able to win 8,000 ringgit cash. All you need to do is just to buy their products from a minimum spending of 5 ringgit. Alright? To know how to enter, all you need to do is just to WhatsApp your receipt of your product and answer a simple question to this number. To understand further, go to this website to know about all these products and how to enter. Menang, menang, menang!
Menang!
Alright.
Again, Con?
Make noodle lah.
Anything you want? Okay.
As long as humans have existed, we've looked up at the stars and wondered where they came from.
Okay.
Before we began studying the universe, it was easy to assume that the
have the technology to really do the job right, to look for these, and finally when we got it, we ran to the telescope as fast as we could, basically, and started scanning the skies.
Good morning, guys.
In the same way that Clyde Tom...
Do you find it funny that in terms of space and astronomy, right? If you tell this to any 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7, 8, 9-year-old kid, they would be highly, highly interested. They would gaze at the skies and imagine the stars, ask you questions about the sun. I remember myself was highly interested in astronomy as well when I was a kid. But in schools here, I can only say Malaysia, I'm not sure about syllabuses from other countries. They don't start talking about all these things until you're in secondary and probably in science stream or whatever, right? It's funny because when kids are young is when we are most curious, and when we don't set boundaries for our brains, our minds will fly. That's when we absorb everything in and ask questions, you know, and cultivates that sense of curiosity. You know, maths would be more interesting if it was applied onto astronomy by asking the kids to guess, you know. If you throw at this strength, you know, it will fly like that. At this angle, it will fly like that, you know. Blah, 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 blah. The logic behind all these maths. But yet, none of these are taught in... You don't need to teach super complicated mathematic equations for astronomy. No, it's not for that. But the basics of it, the examples of it, you know. I just find it interesting that today I really want to talk about education, right? It's something that hits my heart. You know, you have stupid politicians that talk shit about, oh, to have a unified country, we need to have a single stream school. Don't blame the schools when you idiot politicians are the ones screwing up the people, okay? We've had a fine country. We don't need school isn't the problem, right? Children are not the issue, teachers are not the issue, don't blame it on them. it's the politicians, it's the idiots. Anybody who agrees that I think single stream school would unite us deserves a big fucking slap from me. Alright? Because you're a total idiot in believing that. Anyway, schools. Right? All these argument about what to learn. And while Malaysia is busy making noise on how stupid we want to turn our schools to, Singapore just announced every primary school will teach programming language by next year. This is the language we should be learning, programming language. Alright? These are the essential survival skills in the modern world. How human brain can interact with machines by the use of programming language. This is highly important in an increasingly automated world. AI, you want to hire a degree graduate that can come into your company and look at how your machines are running the systems, and he said, I think you can do better, and go into the coding and start changing some stuff to get, maybe that's how it might look like, I'm not sure, but and then writing programs for the company to run their systems well is the same as back then. You hire a manager in, and the manager design a new process flow for your company to achieve savings, efficiency, and to be more competitive. It's the same, just that now it's all connected via, electronics, electrical computers and all that. And when you expect to hire a manager in who knows programming, because programming at the end of the day is to convert your logic into a logic that machines can interpret, right? This is highly important in the modern world, right? Malaysia is very early in announcing what we want to do, but after that we just not do anything with it and then wank ourselves to Jesus, right? So if you ask me, things that I think that are important for kids to learn in school is programming language, right? It's survival skills. I mean, I want primary schools to bring the kids out there to actually learn how to plant something. That's how you plant trees. That's how you plant flowers. The gardener in the school should be the teacher when it comes to gardening class. That also removes the perception of social strata or levels of social structure. It teaches kids to respect the gardener, right? Because the gardener has his skills to teach the children. And I think planting stuffs is something we all should have at the back of our head. How to plant something, is essential to know. I mean, let's put it this way. If you put a villager in an empty piece of land, he'll be happy. Wow, this is resources, He's going to start building a little house, plant his food, and enjoy his surrounding. If you put a modern kid from the city, or an adult, will die of hunger, because we don't know what is what works, what doesn't. And then, even when it comes to cooking, right? The canteen that prepares food for the kids should be the teacher when it comes to the time to prepare food for everybody, and the kids should join in to know that, this is the basic concept of a meal, right? You cook rice, this is how you do stuffs, and then this is how you cook. Just like Japanese schools, right? I want our kids to go to school, not to come back with a bunch of nonsense theories that they will forget in by the next week after the exam, right? These are life-saving skills. I want kids to learn first aid in school. I want kids to learn how to cook a basic meal or understand how kitchen works, so they can do stuff on their own. And they learn how to clean the school's toilets from the janitor. The janitor will become the teacher. They learn how to mend the gardens. The gardener will be the teacher. Yeah, these are classes that I think that are highly important for a kid. And to learn how to tie knots, stuffs that, scouts learn, stuffs that first aid or St. John's, when the stuff that they learn, these are highly important. And I think how to put out a fire, how to save someone who's choking, all these things, these basic stuffs should be taught in school, right? Not unnecessary stuffs for their age, right? For their age, there are a lot of stuffs that are unnecessary. Yeah. You can teach physics at a primary school, but maybe not mathematics yet. As in physics, not as in the formula, but showing them the examples of how the ball would roll, or when you tie a string to the ceiling, you relift it and then you let it go. How far will it travel and it comes back? Why? Things like this. The basic concepts that makes a kid curious. Roll the ball down a slope, the higher it is, the faster you go. Why? Things like that. That is physics, not the formula behind it. Alright? Formula behind it, you can learn it at a later age. When you understand the actual application of it, why it is important, then the formulas make more sense. Right? And of course, language. I want kids to learn however many language when they're young. Why? Because language is something that once you learn it at a young age, you will remember it, and it's inside you, just like riding a bicycle. You don't need to speak fluently, but at least you don't fear that language. You have the basic grasp of concept behind it. And I think when kids are in primary school, they should learn programming language. The more language you learn, the more powerful you are. It is a skill set, right? Why are Malaysians not learning the Thai language? Thailand is just right next to us. We should learn Thai language, right? We should have a basic grasp of Indonesian language. And then we learn Chinese, we learn English, we learn Bahasa, we learn Japanese or German, These are the main streams of languages that are important for us to learn. Trust me, it's very easy for a kid to learn 6-7 languages. It's not a problem at all. And then cultivate, people with music, with art, and then with these experiments, and then learning the practical stuffs in school. These are what we should learn in school, not crazy homeworks, and stupid language grammatical systems. Why learn language grammar in school? In primary, no. You let them have a basic touch of Japanese, of Korean, or what. Let them explore it, let them grow from there. Keep it easy, keep it fun. Yeah. No exams, please, no exams. Why? Why do you need exams in primary school? You don't need exam if your teachers are good enough, right? Yeah. That's what I hope our education system can be fixed. Teach more science. Keep the religion at home. Don't bring it to school. Don't bring it to the parliament. Don't bring it anywhere, right? It's a beautiful thing that you keep between you and your God at home. Don't impose it and use the... Anyway, take away that. Yeah. I really hope our education system can be something that is useful, at least. Not what it is now. Alright? And if it's so good, trust me, others won't sprout up. Okay? Teach multilingual in school. Southeast Asians have the benefit of being able to pick up languages very, very easily. That's the benefits of Southeast Asians. We can pick up languages very, very easily. Somehow we're just able to pronounce them. So, yeah, do it please. Alright? Mazli, stop fooling around, please. Stop giving us nonsense in between decisions, right? Alright? If you want the Finnish school system, just import the teachers there and help and ask them, or the educators there, ask them to help develop that system into Malaysia's use for us to be taught in Bahasa, to be taught in our language, right? And make Malaysians multilingual. It is the single most powerful tool one could have in the modern world. You want Malaysians to go out there and earn money back to Malaysia? Make us multilingual. Alright? Look at what strength we have and then work from there. Don't just suddenly aim for the skies and say that we want to be the regional development hub for hybrid blah blah blah. We don't even have the people. We don't even have the supply chains. We don't even have the market size. No, look at our strength and develop that. Alright? Don't try and talk cock and do things that only big countries do. Because they have the market, they have the resources. We should navigate more flexibly, right? Invest in human resources, in our people. Alright? That's about it. That's my rant. Cheers.